Greetings, good people. Imagine you had an expensive painting in your art collection and you wanted to sell it and get cash. You could either go to your local art dealer or you could go for a public auction. Now, many wealthy people choose art dealers who know the buyer directly. That way, the price doesn't fluctuate. The art dealer will find the buyer, they will sell the painting and give you the cash for a small commission. Now, what I just described to you is an over-the-counter transaction. Many businesses do it, maybe even you have done it with your family and friends. Historically, it has been used to bypass regulations, specifically when it comes to transferring money. Wealthy individuals, they would move across the world with jewelry, with gold, with silver, and then they would find a dealer in the local country who would sell it for the best rate. The problem with gold and silver, however, is you always have to pay a premium when you buy it, and when you sell, you're never going to get the spot rate. However, with the advent of cryptocurrencies, for the first time in history, people were able to bypass traditional banks. Because it's decentralized, pseudonymous, and borderless, you could literally move millions of dollars in cash on a USB stick and not be stuck to a single country in order to sell it. After all, it's decentralized. And all of a sudden, a market of over-the-counter dealers emerged. At first, to fulfill orders made by institutional investors and wealthy individuals, not to fluctuate the market and to get the best rate. But later on, it transformed into an unofficial payment platform that started accepting unwanted money, such as cash or transfers from developing countries like Colombia. To go into a bit more detail, let me recount a story of mine. Now, behind me is the Colombian consulate in Amsterdam. And actually, a year ago, I was working in Medellin. And if there's two things that you need to know about the place, it's number one, cash is king, and number two, it has a bunch of alternative businesses. After all, it doesn't have the best reputation when it comes to international banking. So I had a question over there, which is, how do they make money transfers? Especially to, let's say, United States or Europe. Well, here's how. Imagine you have $100,000 in cash in Medellin and you want to send it to the United States. You can't just hop on a plane with a duffel bag, right? So what they would do over there is they would call over-the-counter dealers. They would design a specific location where they would meet up. These over-the-counter dealers are like a business and they come with motorbikes and very, very well armed. They would count the money over there and tell you, okay, you gave us this much, we'll send you an equivalent in USDT or a wire transfer, whether it be to a US bank or to your own hardware wallet. Now, in Europe, obviously, it's not as dramatic. They're actually legitimate businesses with offices and counters over there, but it works in the very same way. It's just that most people will use wire transfers here instead of cash. So what over-the-counter dealers allow us to do is to use cryptocurrencies and anonymize our transactions without having graduated Oxford or being a rocket scientist. It allows you to move money into banks. Now, if you want to have a personal bank account which accepts cryptocurrencies, there are quite few of them around the world. The two countries that do it best is Switzerland and Liechtenstein. Banks that I can recommend are SEBA and Signum in Switzerland, and Bank Frick in Liechtenstein, which is actually used by large companies such as Kraken. The only problem with these banks is that they have a very high threshold for the initial deposit. In Switzerland, it will be about 100,000 Swiss francs, and in Liechtenstein, it will be 500,000. However, OTC dealers can directly move it into your accounts, so that is not an issue. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, you can subscribe to this channel or hit the like button, and I'll be seeing you very shortly. Bye-bye.